know I'm about to go in. Told me that I couldn't do it, but I gotta bring it back, so they're really on with it. Let's go. Tell me where you're from, where you stay. Now I keep it lit from the coast to the bay. Peace on the right.
If you guys are sick of wasting money on packs, go check out my sponsor. They offer the cheapest and most reliable way to buy coins straight from the source. Use code MAZE at checkout for 15% off your entire order. Hello and welcome back to another Weekend League recap. I'm your host, Cowboy Cock Maze-O-Matic. And as promised, this week we're going to be bringing you guys all 25 games, starting with episode 1 right now, games 1 through 5. If you guys saw my last video, we are in a brand new offense, and even though we're not super comfortable in it yet, I'm having a ton of fun learning it along the way. Now, before we get into the content, as always, we're going to go over the best and the worst comment of the day. The best comment of the day coming from Slimothy, who said, "Maybe if you were my teacher in school, I wouldn't be watching this from prison." And the worst comment of the day coming from Aquila SBFL, who said, "My 12-year-old cousins can shotgun faster than Maze." Aquila, I'd like to see them fucking prove it. I'm calling out your pussy-ass cousins to a shotgun battle. Tell them to step up or shut up, and I don't care if they're 12. Taking a look at the lineup before we hop into the games, nothing has really changed on either side of the ball. Still got Dagger Dick Dan leading the way on our offense and Brandon Cooks as our lead receiver. Moving on to the defensive side of the ball, nothing has changed either. I wanted to get Byron Jones, but as you guys can see, my coin stack is a little bit low. The reason for that is I'm in the process of getting Sprinter on all my players. I do want that speed boost, and I think that speed boost is going to be more valuable than a player like Byron Jones, so I am using my coins on that. Like I said, you guys can see we changed our offense and defense. We're in the Patriots offense and 4-6 defense. Getting into game 1, you see 0 wins, 25 games remaining. I was a little uneasy getting into Weekend League without, feeling out this offense with a ton of games under my belt. But as you guys can see, this guy's team is a little bit worse than mine, and usually your first 5 or so Weekend League games are usually easier than later on in the weekend. So I did feel like we were going to be okay here. Starting off on the defensive side of the ball, where we do like to start. My opponent has a nice little dot there to get the first down across midfield. Dropping back with Lamar Jackson, nothing open. We were going to get the sack, but he has to throw it away and gets intentional grounding. Bring up a 3rd and 23, and this time we send heat off the right edge. Do get another hit on the quarterback and the throw out a sack. Force him to punt on the next down. Starting off with a trap to Barry Sanders, and that is the pride and joy of this offense, is that trap. I do run the trap to feel out my opponent's defense, see what they're running, get them out of their dime look, which he did after the very first play. I ran one run play. This guy got out of his defense and went into a heavier set, and then from there, we are bombs away in the passing. You see corner route right there to Tyreek Hill. That's why I like having Tyreek at the tight end, because in man-to-man coverage like that, he's going to be toasting pretty much anybody. So we do get the first points of the day, 7-0 on the defensive side of the ball. That time, just a complete overthrow from Lamar Jackson. That is probably the main reason I got rid of Lamar, was from stuff like that. Asante Samuel looking to get a return, gets a really nice return out to the 27-yard line, where our offense takes back over. This time he runs man coverage again on the other side. Tony Gonzalez running the corner route that Tyreek Hill just scored on. This guy wasn't putting any flats out there. He was running man coverage with, only zones in the middle, nothing on the sidelines. So I attacked on the corner routes, and my opponent is forced to concede the game. First victory down, 24 remaining. Going into game 2. And this opponent's team was a lot better than the last guy. He had all the new players. Arian Foster there, the brand new Team of the Week hero with a nice juke, going to get a gain of about 20. However, in classic EA fashion, your opponent is experiencing network difficulties, and connection to your peer has been lost. I was thinking I was going to get the L here, because usually, I don't know, I feel like when you disconnect, you always get the L. But thankfully, I don't know if my connection was just better or what the deal was, but it did give us the victory. I haven't had too many disconnects this year. I feel like most people have had a ton. I've had like 5 total between head-to-head and Weekend League, and most people have a lot more than that. So moving on to the next game, we got the victory. We're 2-0. Going against a sub. He actually came in the Twitch chat and messaged that he was playing me. We matched up, and his defense actually looked pretty solid as we motion in a streak, throw the quick seam, and get the catch. We are moving down the field, marching down pretty nice at the 16-yard line. We do run a Barry Sanders, get a nice gain of about 12. Juke inside the 5-yard line at the 3, and he was stacking the box trying to stop the run, and so I decided to pass from inside the 5, which I don't normally do, but we get the completion of Barry Sanders in the flat and score our first touchdown of the day, 7-0. My opponent now coming out in trips, and I could tell from the very start this is going to be a headache. Trips tight end, if ran correctly, is maybe the best offense in the game. It's very, very difficult to stop. It has man beaters, it has zone beaters, and this guy was running it to perfection. He was finding an open receiver on every play, running his bubble screens, running his inside zones, and just basically getting yards on every single offensive snap. and I knew this was going to be very tough to get a stop in this game against this offense. So you see he's going to continue to dot me. Jerry Rice with that route tech is very hard to man up. I had him cross man, hopefully thinking that was going to take away the slant, but because of those route abilities, he got open anyways. Drove down the field and scored on me with ease. So now I'm a little scared. I'm a little flustered. 3rd and 9. I throw a terrible read right here, and he lurks the shit out of me. Isaiah Simmons going to pick it up and actually end up running it back for a touchdown. So that is a huge turn of events. Even if you give up a turnover, you really don't want to give up a pick 6 because that is terrible. But now I'm flustered. I'm in my own head. I think I have an open receiver. I thought he was behind him, but I throw another interception on the very next play, and guess what? It's another pick 6. I was just talking about how you don't, even if you give a turnover, you don't want to give them 7 points on it, and I did it twice in a row. So that's about as bad as it can get. I'm now down 14, and I need to get points here because in Madden 21 with the chew clock glitch, it is almost impossible to come back from a big deficit early. So I really need to get points here. We find Tyreek Hill on the sideline on 3rd down and move the chains. 1st and 10 from the 22. We run this trap again. Double juke outside. Barry Sanders getting to the promised land to give us the 7 points we need. Unfortunately, there's still enough time on the clock for him to drive down and make something out of his last remaining drive of the half. 30 seconds to go. He does convert on 4th down. Looking for another open receiver. I tried to lurk that, but I could not get back to the crosser in time, which puts him in field goal range, and he's going to kick his 3 points to go up 10 points, which is a very big difference from 7 points because that is 2 possessions, and that makes all the difference in the world, especially when he's starting off with the ball in the second half. So now we're down 10 points. He's driving on me 3rd and inches. He's looking for an open receiver, and he finds it, of course, once again. We're getting absolutely no pass rush, and I think that was the biggest thing. 3rd and 5 at the 25-yard line. He's going to be rolling out with Lamar Jackson, but this time nothing is open. We do send the spy and hit him to bring about 4th and 6 and cause him to kick his field goal. So that field goal was very big for us because if he gets a touchdown, now we're down 3 possessions and the game is essentially over. So thankfully we held him to 3 and kept the possessions at 2 and kept us in this game. What happened in the second quarter, man? What happened in the second quarter? I gave up 4 points in the second quarter. So as you can see, obviously wish we could take that second quarter back. Anytime you give up 24 points in one quarter, you're probably going to lose that game. This play, we had an open receiver over the middle on a cover 2 beater. Unfortunately, we did get hit as we throw. We got the throw out of sack, which did cause an interception. And right after this play, an earthquake hit my house as well as a fire and thunderstorm all at the same time, which was causing us to lose connection with EA servers and basically give us a disconnect. So that was bullshit because I was about to come back and win. Unfortunately, we do get the disconnect loss, which gives us our first loss of the weekend in our 3rd game. So 2-1 going into game 4. Not super happy about that. Going against the next opponent, got to forget that and move on to the next one. Can't get too upset or you're going to continue to play bad. This guy had a 94 Sam Mills, as well as a good rest of his team. But 94 Sam Mills tells me that this guy plays the game a lot, so I'm expecting him to be pretty good. 4th and 1, we get our first 4th down of the game, and we do convert on the quick out route. I felt like that ball hung in the air for an eternity. I'm very grateful that we came down with it. 1st and 10, we take a sack, bring us back to the 37, 2nd and 18. Got that angle route over the middle to Barry Sanders to get half of the yards back and make it a 3rd and manageable. We get a few more yards on 3rd down, bringing up a 4th and 3. Once again, having to convert on 4th. We go for it because I'm not trying to kick a field goal, and we get bailed. In this game, you are either the one who cheats or the one who gets cheated. And my opponent here was the one who got cheated. I felt bad for him, but you know what? I'm going to take it where I can get it. 4th and goal at the 1. We're going to give the ball to Barry Sanders on this RPO, and he finds a little hole and squeezes right on in there. Pause. 1st and 10 for my opponent. We are now up 6 points because we missed the gosh darn extra point. I've been doing a lot of that lately. I got to work on my kicking. That kick meter lag is killing me. We're up 6-0 right now as he's looking for an open receiver. He throws the seam. I don't know how Tyrann Mathieu got beat over the top there. He was directly over the top of Finley in a deep third, and somehow Finley got behind him. The Tyrann Mathieu's been kind of selling on me lately. I don't know what's going on. So 7-6, my opponent is now up by 1 point. But thankfully, Dagger Dick Dan is going to throw a freaking dagger deep post over the middle. Mark Clayton beats his guy and gets a 68-yard touchdown with 1:30 left in the first half. That was a pretty big way to answer back to my opponent's touchdown, giving us a 6-point lead again. Yet, I'm standing in this cover 3, and he keeps hitting the seams on me. The seams have been open, so I decided to switch to man coverage, and my opponent doesn't switch what he's running, goes right back to the seams, and this time Troy Vincent with a nice interception going to get us a turnover with 45 seconds left in the half. First and 10. Going to throw a little baby dot corner route right here to Mark Clayton to get the first down. If you guys don't already throw low balls, I would highly recommend it because low balls are very difficult for an opponent to intercept unless it's with their user. It's difficult for the AI to intercept a low ball. Usually they'll swat it away if anything. So that's why I've been throwing a lot more low balls lately. We got a deep corner right there to Brandon Cooks, who's going to get out of bounds, which is very good considering we don't have any timeouts. So that did save us some time there. And we go to Tyreek Hill on the drag on the next play to get out of bounds once again and get us in field goal range. From there, we take our 3 points because at the end of half, we're already up 6. 3 points makes it a 2-possession ball game. And, you know, you're always looking for a multiple possession lead to give yourself some insurance and some leeway. So my opponent's ball starting off in the second half. It's first and 10 at the 48-yard line. Dropping back to pass with Lamar Jackson. He throws a deep cover 3 beater, which was actually a very, very nice ball and a really nice play by my opponent. That was a very good play all around. Moving on, 14-16. Because we got that field goal at the end of half, we are still up by 2 points, and Brandon Cooks going to swerve outside and inside, juke out the user, and take it for 69 big ol' yards, baby. 69, a very nice number right there. First and 10, dropping back to pass. He's going to take a sack, bring him all the way back to the 6-yard line, bring up a 2nd and 22. Now he's dropping back in the end zone. Going to throw it over the middle and hit that seam once again. I got to get out of this cover 3 because he is really dotting me in the seam. So 2nd and 10. This time I'm going to cover 2 invert look. The seams were not as open. Throws off his back foot, which was crossbody inaccurate. Back foot, I don't even know. Just bad read by him. He probably shouldn't have thrown that. And we are already up 2 possessions, and late in the third, that's probably going to end it. You see Dan the man has Gambler activated. That's how good we've been dotting on offense. But we are going to give it to Barry up the middle, going to give us a touchdown to extend our lead and put it out of range for my opponent to come back. Your opponent has conceded the game, giving us our 3rd victory, moving our record to 3-1 as we move on to game 5. This guy had Barry Sanders, Dagger Dick Dan, and Junior Seau as his top 3. Those are my top 3. You've seen them a million times. We don't need to talk about them. Starting off the game with a slip screen. That is something that is very good this year that was terrible last year, our screens in general. And if you guys don't run screens already, I would highly recommend it. They're a great way to get yards, great way to catch your opponent off guard, and really something I just think everybody should have in their offense this year. This play, we didn't have anybody open. We just waited, and Brandon Cooks was able to find his way back on the sideline and get open. Thankfully, we were able to see him and get the ball to him. Once again, on the very next play, nobody's open again, and Barry Sanders actually bounces off the sideline back into the end zone, and we do find him for the touchdown. That's a problem with running man coverage if you don't have the running back manned up. Is sometimes if the play extends long enough, they're going to bounce off the sidelines and end up finding space and get a big gain. My opponent, however, finds a big gain on a slant route that he playmakered up the field. You're going to see in this game, he does that multiple times on me, and it's very effective against zone coverage. He would just run some kind of slant route or something over the middle and playmaker it up and get a big gain that way. 4th and 8, he throws it right over the user's head. Unfortunately, I was on Bobby Bell. I feel like if I was on a safety or a corner, I would have got the animation there for an interception. But we got to move on and not focus on the bad stuff. 7-7, 4th and 1. Got to convert here. Looking for someone open. He played underneath Tyreek Hill, so I lob passed it over the top, and Tyreek was able to run under it and get the touchdown. So that was a very nice play right there. 7-14, 1:46 left in the first half. He's going to throw a bomb, and Rod Woodson looks like he got toasted a little bit by Dante Hall. And for how fast Rod Woodson is, I feel like he gets beat over the top a lot. I feel like he always gets beat over the top, and he's one of the top corners in the game, so I don't really know what to think about that. But Rod Woodson got to figure it out. Looking for a crosser over the middle. We get Mark Clayton, who's going to get out of bounds with a minute to go to the 45-yard line. 2nd and 10 here, motioning a corner over. And we got the angle route from Barry Sanders. That's another thing that's really good this year is running backs running routes. Running backs seem to be toasting corners left and right this year. I don't know if it's the route running doesn't matter or what the deal is, but we got 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. We're going to try to throw an in route right here. It bounces off his user's hands into ours. And like I said, boys, in this game, you either cheat or you get cheated. And I was very glad to not be the one getting cheated here because with 10 seconds left in a tie game, that is huge right there. So we get the 7-point lead going into half. His ball coming out in the second half. We do get the sack to start off on 1st and 10. He fights it down to a 3rd and 3, and he's going to watch this play right here. He was running a crossing route, and then he playmakered it up the middle of the field. I'll show the replay right here. I was usering underneath it. Great playmaker by him to have the awareness that that was the one that was going to be playmakered, and it just hits the gap right between my deep thirds. The very next play, I bring that deep third down again, and he throws it over the middle. Just really playing terrible defense by me, and I need to play a little bit more conservatively if I want to stay in this game. And speaking of conservatively, he's been running man coverage, so I ran a double move to Brandon Cooks, who beats his guy, gets open downfield, and gets the ball inside the 10-yard line. Unfortunately, he was not able to score, but we are now at the 4, and it is 1st and goal. This time we throw out of the backfield to Barry Sanders in the flats, and he is going to get the 7 points for us. And this game has turned into a shootout, essentially. I score, he scores, I score, he scores. 28-21 in the third quarter. He throws another playmaker slant, and this guy's just the king of playmaking. And he swerves inside and jukes and ends up scoring an 82-yard touchdown. Another one-play score for him, and I'm just talking about I need to play more conservatively, and then you see I'm not really doing it. So moving on to the game, I'm really going to need to work on that. Moving on to our next offensive drive, we found Tyreek Hill for a first down. Then we go right back to Tyreek Hill over the middle, who gets another first down. And honestly, I was thinking about going back to a 2 tight end set, but Tyreek Hill is just too dominant out there. And on this play, you are going to see a 2.5 million coin card with 93 speed and 92 deep route running get absolutely boxed in man coverage by Asante Samuel, who ends up getting an interception. I was very frustrated by that, but we got to move on. I ended up switching my defense completely because he was just toasting me. We switched to man coverage, and it is so beautiful.
Yeah, I'll save a horse, ride a cowboy. Hey, baby, keep it cowboy. Send this motherfucker back to the ranch. Send this motherfucker back to the ranch.
Send him to the freaking ranch, baby. Even though our offense failed, our defense stepped up. And it's kind of funny. Right as I switched from that 4-6 back to the nickel 3-3-5, which I'm a little bit more comfortable in, you see we're going to absolutely box this guy. We got the pick 6. Then we get him to 4th down, get another interception with Steve Atwater. And our defense now just came alive and started playing really well at the end of the game. So now we are up by 7 points. Get the run to Barry Sanders, going to make it up by 14 points. And you can see his offense, the training wheels the wheels fell off. I don't want to say training wheels fell off, but the wheels fell off. He does throw a streak right there. Troy Vincent with another interception with only a minute left in the game. And that is going to do it. Your peer has conceded the game. We get our 4th win. 4-1 is our record as we finish our first 5 games. I hope you guys did like it. There are going to be 4 more just like this as we chronicle the rest of our weekend league. If you guys did like it, be sure to leave a like down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. And we will be finishing all these games live on Twitch at twitch.tv/Mazomatic. Boys, I will see you very soon.